This is the Galaxy S10 Plus, Samsung's latest and definitely greatest flagship phone. Since I got it a few weeks ago, I've been using it non-stop every day, and I think it's probably time to give it a full review. Right off the bat, I'm going to say this phone is amazing and it checks every box there is to check, making it an almost perfect smartphone. Now, I'm definitely not saying it's perfect because of course there are things holding it back, but I would really consider looking into the new S10 lineup this year, especially if you're looking to get a new phone. Let's start with the hardware. On the inside, the specs are obviously top of the line, and on the outside, this is definitely the case as well. The phone looks very nice with its shiny and polished frame, but of course, nothing is perfect. The shiny glass back is great for wireless charging, but before long, it'll be covered with fingerprints, and I mean covered. If you're like me and you hate fingerprints, just put a case on it. Of course, you can put whatever case you want, but if you like the colors the phone comes with, put a clear case on it like me. I know you're thinking, why would you want to look at black? Because I have a black phone and a clear case, but it was the only color they had in the store. So, one thing most people aren't a fan of with the design is the super high and hard to reach power button. But for me, this actually wasn't that big of an issue. You may have to readjust your grip a little to turn on the phone, but that takes like half a second, and did you forget you can double tap to turn the phone on? Other than that, the hardware is definitely what you'd expect from a $1,000 phone. Yes, this phone is $1,000, but you'll definitely see it's worth it if you watch till the end. A feature this phone has that most phones nowadays can't say they have is a headphone jack. Personally, I like this a lot, since I do not care for dongles the most. I would say the thing that stands out the most, however, is the display. No doubt the best display on a smartphone ever. It's super sharp, vibrant, and bright. Everything you'd expect from Samsung's latest phone. The bezels have gotten even smaller and are almost non-existent, but Samsung has also managed to avoid the notch once again. This time, however, with a hole punch cut out in the top right corner. Honestly, the hole punch doesn't bother me in the slightest. There are very few videos on YouTube that require you to be able to see the top corner, and it kind of just fits with the status bar. There are even wallpapers dedicated to embracing the hole punch, and some of them are actually pretty cool. Now this year, Samsung is really trying to promote their very own operating system, One UI. Personally, I really like it and I think it looks a lot cleaner than stock Android. The design language is very minimal and it's very smooth and lag-free. There's also so many features that it's almost like Samsung wants you to customize your phone to your liking, which is great, I love it. But the thing they obviously still want you to use is Bixby. Samsung's not very good assistant. They've kept the Bixby button from previous generations, but at least this year they let you change it so it opens any app you want and you can also double tap it to open the Bixby assistant. But of course, you can only make it open one assistant, Bixby itself. I really wish that you were able to do like the Google Assistant, because that would be a lot better, in my opinion, than Bixby. Battery life is also very amazing, and I have always been able to use the phone for a full day or more with heavy usage. For example, I had a 3.5-hour drive to a baseball game, took a bunch of pictures at the stadium, and was on social media some of the time between innings, then drove to my grandma's house, which is an hour away, and still had 20% when I got there at 12 a.m. So pretty much a full day, and I was still at 20%. This year has been one of the biggest design changes in a Samsung smartphone ever, including the reverse wireless charging and the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. Reverse wireless charging, or what they call wireless power share, is basically converting your phone into a wireless charger. Really, the only use I can think of for this is to donate your friend a few extra percent because their phone died faster because they have an Apple phone, or just to flex saying you have the feature, but you'll never use it. The ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, though, is great. It uses sound waves to map your fingerprint, so it's much more secure than any other in-display fingerprint on a phone so far. In my experience, it has worked fairly well and definitely is a little bit slower than Face ID. The Face ID isn't the most secure though, since it's 2D instead of 3D, and could probably be unlocked with a picture of your face instead of you actually looking at the phone and holding it up to your face. If you're worried about security, maybe just use a passcode, although that's not fun. The fingerprint scanner for me works most of the time. Sometimes I kind of have to readjust my finger, but with it using sound waves to map your fingerprint, your finger can be a little dirty or a little wet and it'll still work. Now on to pretty much the last, but possibly best thing about this phone. The cameras. The S10 Plus supports 5 cameras, 3 on the back and 2 on the front, a regular lens, telephoto lens, and an ultra wide, which I've had a lot of fun with actually. I'll toss up some pictures I've taken with this phone. On the front, there's one main camera, but there's also a secondary lens that acts as a depth sensor, which really helps with live focus mode. Shots on this phone are definitely still top tier, but they tend to struggle in low light and also overexpose a ton. I would say the Pixel 3 XL's camera still beats the S10 Plus's. I'll throw some video clips up right now just so you can see what they're like, especially since now the front-facing cameras record in 4K 60 FPS. This is a back video test on the S10 Plus. I think it looks pretty good. It's at 4K 60 FPS. I don't know, let's see what you think. What's going on, guys? This is a front video test at 4K 60 FPS on the S10 Plus. So there it is. That's pretty much it for the Galaxy S10 Plus. This phone definitely doesn't tower over every single phone, making them not even considerable, but it's definitely, in my opinion, the best phone out there right now. Well, maybe the S10 5G is, but I can't really review that unless Samsung sends one to me, and they probably won't. I really do recommend this phone, and it will continue to be my main phone until I break it, or it breaks itself, or Samsung decides me to send their next flagship phone next year. If you're wondering what comes in the box, be sure to check out my last video, which was the unboxing video for the phone. It includes everything that comes in the box, and a demo of the settings and stuff like that. So, what do you guys think of the Galaxy S10 Plus? Is it worth being called the best smartphone of the year so far? Let me know down in the comments below. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for the video. If you did enjoy, be sure to subscribe, drop a like, and turn the post notifications on. That's it for now. I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, peace out.